Greetings, fellow loners, and welcome to the Loner's Guide to Ark Survival Evolved. Today, I want to show you how I solo tamed a Quetzal. The official wiki says that the Quetzal is nearly impossible for a solo player to knock unconscious. Well, it is difficult. I tried 3 different methods of bringing down a Quetzal. The first 2 failed, and the third worked only because I got lucky. I had things in place to tame a Quetzal within a day after it was released. If I recall correctly, it had about 1,200 narcotics. It had about 2 Rex eggs, which I made into kibble. Hoping to get as much prime meat as possible, I brought a Rex to a meat hunting ground in the area I planned to tame the Quetzal. The first method I tried was to jump from my Argent onto the Quetzal's back. Well, this didn't work at all for me. I slid off every time, even when I managed to go prone and even when I'd gotten it stuck in the trees. I think a patch broke this method a day or so after release. The second method I tried was to carry a scorpion with my Argent and have it set to sting my target. Unfortunately, both my Argent and scorpion were low level. Unless I got lucky and got a double sting in, stings tended to be about a minute apart. I think that was way too long, but I was limited by my Argent's limited speed and stamina. I probably spent about an hour and a half or 2 hours real-time stinging the Quetzal. At one point at night, I lost track of the Quetzal moments after stinging it. Then it got very foggy and I didn't see it again until morning. Quetzals have a fast torpor recovery. It is possible that it fell unconscious in the trees, recovered its torpor, and got back into the air within a few minutes. Whether or not it went down, it would have had time to recover much of its torpor, but it was still wounded when I found it. Quetzal was looking really bad, and I was having my doubts. I know it's just a game, but I felt horrible to continue stinging it. But with all the time I had invested, I kept trying, figuring that surely it would be knocked out rather than die. Then it happened. After killing a Quetzal, I felt like I'd had enough Quetzal hunting for a while. So I spent some time dealing with my guilt and remorse in the best way I knew how. Stealing eggs from wild dinos. Then a couple of real-time days later, I was out stealing eggs when I spotted a Quetzal flying close to Grand Peak. I had noticed that whenever a Quetzal was struck, it would more or less turn around and fly in the opposite direction. I thought I'd try to hit that Quetzal with some trank arrows, partly to get some practice at it, but also to see if I could get it to turn around and fly into the mountainside. I couldn't believe my luck. The Quetzal had clipped his head into the mountain and gotten it stuck under a boulder. Now I really couldn't believe my luck. I had an unconscious Quetzal, but could I keep it? I had moved most of my narcotics back to my Hidden Lake base, which was half an island away. I couldn't tame the Quetzal without those narcs, but I didn't have time to fly back there and get them. The solution I came up with was to build a bed and use it to teleport to Hidden Lake base. Then load up my other Argent with the narcs and other things I needed, and hope we made it back to the Quetzal before it woke up. Okay, so we're on our way back from Hidden Lake base with all of my narcotics and 2 Rex egg kibbles. We need to stop at Ma Tower base to get my fur armor and some cooked meat so I don't freeze or starve. Okay, hopefully we'll make it back before that thing wakes up. I do not want to blow this one. It is still here. Let's get some more narcs into this thing. Over 600 torpor left, which means I had a few minutes to spare. Let's get some clothes on before he freezes to death. Okay, we need to get some meat, so I'm going to leave Brazina and a couple of dimos here to guard the Quetzal, while I go hunting with my Argent Rusty and the rest of the dimos. Okay, I've got a little prime meat, so I'm going to start feeding now before it goes bad. About 25% tame after 2 Rex egg kibbles and 5 prime meats. Okay, almost half tame now and just bet a few more prime meats. Okay, so I've brought my Rex Snuggles back to the river at the base of the mountain here from Tower Base. It was kind of pushing my luck as far as time goes. But once again we made it and even got a little prime meat on the way. So now we're flying down to see if Snuggles can help us get some more prime meat.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, it has been close to 5 hours, 4 hours and 40 minutes or something like that of taming this Quetzal, and it is almost there. It has gone pretty well for the most part. I've had a couple close calls. When I came back with Snuggles, for instance, by the time I gave the Quetzal some more narcs, its torpor was below 35, which is pretty dang close for comfort. Another time I found several saber-tooths just down the other side of the rock here, and there has been a scorpion or two nearby, not to mention wild argents. I didn't find as much prime meat as I would have expected. I should have left Snuggles or Rex at home. The Flight 2 Infermer took too long, leaving too little time for hunting, and prime meat was pretty scarce when we did hunt. Still, considering everything that could have gone wrong, things went quite well. I tell you what though, next Quetzal will be a kibble tame, and a female. A kibble tame female, so we can get some eggs. There it is. Oh man, finally. It's finally tamed. Look at that. Well, screw this stuff. I want to see my Quetzal. Okay. There it is. Beautiful. Isn't that beautiful? Let's get the top down look at it here. Yeah. That's my Quetzal. All mine. Oh, I can't believe it. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If so, please leave me a thumbs up. And I'd love it if you subscribe because us loners gotta stick together. Take care.